Welcome, Andrew. Welcome back to another thrilling episode of the Jon Goldstein Regular Show, or as I like to call it, Jon Goldstein's Regular Show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, you know, I don't think this show could be a show without you. You really are the glue in the works. You are the spice that brings the life. You are the peanut butter to my jelly.
Thank you. You are the grain to my whole.
See, like, that's a perfect intro right there. You did it. You did it. See?
Thank you.
I worked real hard. Nice things to say, and then you just blew it out of the water.
I may be shutting down some more because of the COVID. Maybe a little short on work. We'll see.
I'm sorry to hear that. You know, it'll give you more time to focus on your extravaganza show.
Well, yeah. Maybe I'll extravaganza some work.
Have you gotten any requests for things to find?
No. I'm wondering if the scavenger hunt is something that has to be done amongst... No, this can't be. Well, I had the ideas that I had for a scavenger hunt were really more applicable to scavenger hunts between friends, good friends, who know each other's ways.
Like find my wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, clues that have like, personal kind of meaning, stuff like that. So I have to do some reimagining. I'll come out with some kind of a big reveal when it starts.
Okay. Well, we're all, everybody's looking forward to it. We're ready with the first episode of The Extraordinary Show.
That's great.
Like I mentioned, Rob didn't want to be in the show. So I got one of my friend's kids, my buddy Mason. He plays Rob in the show. So that, that kind of set a whole different sort of tone for the show, but it's like me and this kid. And so I had this brilliant idea, because I'm a creative sort. What if I got a kid to play me? And so, I did some looking around, casting calls, auditions, trying to figure out who could play me. They also had to be someone I wasn't social distancing with. By the way, Mason's family we've been very conscious about social distancing, but Mason's family is one family that we made the decision. They are the only family we made the decision not to social distance with because our and their kids are very close. Yeah, so who better to play me than, of course, Leo. So let me share with you, we came up with a very nice premise for the show and, how they could have their adventure. We used some footage of you from a, previous episode that worked very well for the intro and sort of set up the premise of the show pretty well.
You had me at footage of me. This is exciting. I've been looking forward to this.
All right. So without further ado, here is episode 1 of Jon and Rob's Extraordinary Show.
Jon and Rob's Extraordinary Show. I think it's great. I'm really glad for them. What if something went wrong? What if they couldn't fulfill all their plans? I'd feel terrible. I'd be so sorry for them. Like they were so helpless. What if they became little kids?
I don't know how we're gonna do that. So what's this ancient artifact thing about?
I found out about it after we got turned. Apparently it can make you older. So, I don't know. Hopefully we can find it.
We need to find that as soon as we can and get ourselves
really
out of
do.
this. Oh, there it is.
The ancient artifact. Dude, this is what we've been looking for. Let's go.
Wait up, Jon. Wait up, Jon. Wait up. Jon.
Dude. Oh my god. You okay? Rob, get up. Come on. Dude, we gotta go. Got an hour or two first. We gotta keep going, though. Good? Yeah. Another one of these ancient artifact signs. It's probably this way more. Let's keep going.
We need to be more careful.
Yeah, that track was crazy. We must be getting close, though. It's gotta be guarding something.
Hold on. I need to catch my breath.
Man.
I'm so tired, man.
Hey, do you hear that?
What?
That heavy breathing.
Oh, that monster in the bushes?
Wait, what? Whoa. Ancient artifacts. Guess it's that way. Dude, yeah, whoa. Dude, I think we did it. That was close.
That was a nice shot. Wow.
Man, this has been one crazy adventure. We've got to be getting close. Hopefully we can turn back to adults soon. I just can't wait at all.
I mean,
Wait, look! Are we idiots?
are we actually, like, stupid?
What is this?
Babunga on my tunga.
What
You
the
must
hell?
go to the water.
Okay, I guess. I say we burn it. No, I think this will come in handy. Let's keep going. Man, I really think that this guy is gonna help us on our quest. I'm glad we found him.
Yeah. Is he an
Yeah.
artifact or?
I think he might be one, but he's guiding us to the more important one is the thing.
Oh, dude, we're out of the jungle finally.
How are we gonna get to the water though? He didn't give us a path. What is this?
What's it? Takafana Tanikna?
I don't know. It must be some ancient language. Maybe it means water that way or shore that way. But it's...
Wow. Wow.
Can't believe we made it.
What do we do now?
I guess we gotta cross.
Cliffhangtastic. How will they get across?
How will they get across? So what did you think?
It was good. It was good.
So how's work coming on Andrew's Extravaganza on your show?
At this point, I have checked everywhere I've gone, which includes the supermarket, everywhere in my house, the place where I work, the many people I visit, as a door-to-door visitor, and I'm not finding any, clues at all. And
Well,
I
Push this. Wait, is it a treasure hunt or is it a scavenger hunt?
scavenger hunt, so it would be a clue that would get me started, but I can't find the clue.
So who was supposed to give you the clue?
Oh, my fans leave me clues. Just I suggested it, so that's what they're totally preoccupied with in their life,
Got it.
leaving me clues.
So have you been filming all this, or you have the footage going?
Well, sure, I've been filming. Not a lot of it will be edited out. The parts where nothing really happens.
Any chance of like a first sample, even like a first scene or anything, or?
Well, I'll reenact it for you.
Oh, so we have a read.
What's that? Nothing. So you can see it's not a whole lot going on.
I like it. It's, you know what? You got to start somewhere. I mean, let's face it. The kids did great.
Absolutely.
Maybe you need a stand-in for you for.
Oh. I'm definitely going to be giving that some thought because it's a good idea.
It worked well for me.
All right.
You know,
Cool.
and he captured my youthful spirit quite well. Good job. Good job. Congratulations, Leo, Mason, and my son who has opted not to be on the show, Elijah, did the filming on that in the
Wow.
You know, it was a family affair, as they say. Good job, you guys.
Good job.
Yeah. We're officially recording, so anything you say now is the government will have copies of in triplicate. And
you know, what are you gonna do? You want a cookie? I have some chocolate chip cookies here. Would you like one?
Excellent, sure.
All right, here you go. Take it. That's how you do it.
So nice. Greg Marlow is a New York City actor and more recently a New York City playwright. He just had a reading of a show that was done nationally virtually. And he and I had done shows together in the past. He's an awesome guy, and I know you're going to love him. So without further ado, Mr. Greg Marlow. How are you, Greg?
I'm well. Thank you, John, for having me. Mr. Jon Goldstein of Liberty the Musical fame, of Lady of Copper fame.
That's true. I have a handful of shows I've written as well. But I found as of late I'm a talk show host. So I'm glad that you're here to interview me today.
If I sweat, it's because, you know, you make me nervous still, John. You know, it's like being in the audition room with you all over again, you know? You know how many callbacks you made me do for Lady of Copper?
I don't remember, but I'm sorry.
I don't remember either. I think it was like one. So
I was going to start telling you some things about me, like that I'm a Libra. And I realized, no, you already know that I'm a Libra because you and I share one special trait. You'll be the first guest I've been able to say I share this special trait with.
yeah.
And that is that we are like Mahatma Gandhi, like Groucho Marx,
Yes.
and also like Sting.
Oh, I like.
We are born
Yeah.
on October 2nd.
Woohoo!
So happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, sir. Take a bow.
Happy birthday, sir. Think
I
about.
love it.
We were going to plan to have Long Island iced teas. So, but maybe now that we're old, maybe water is about as good as we can do.
Hey, man. Ay, ay, ay. What do you think of this New York City weather?
I don't know. Are you allowed outside?
You know, John, as grateful as I am to be an artist, you know, I'm actually a real live human person and I have an actual job. I sometimes work as a pet specialist and I work for the 1% and they have these pooches that they really love. So I was taking care of a bunch of them. A bunch of our clients left New York City and, you know, they left their pets back here in New York. And, you know, I was part of that team for a little while during the height of the pandemic. And it was great because I got to get out of the house every day. And I saw a lot. I recorded a lot of empty New York City. You know, I would walk across Central Park and then I would walk back across to the west side of Central Park pretty much every day. And it was frightening and it was haunting and it was beautiful and I will never forget it. And it's a part of who I am. It's part of my DNA now. So
Sure.
it was necessary. With the pandemic, everything shifted.
This has been a transformative time for everybody. Things we never thought we'd see. Some of them awful, but also some of them, I'm sure walking Central Park in its emptiness, you know, even being I haven't gotten back into the city yet. I think I can't imagine what it's like. And I am planning to get in fairly soon. I want to see some of the new mural work in front of the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
But
Oh, thank you for saying that. Lighten the mood, lighten the mood.
we've got all these murals being painted on the streets of Black Lives Matter. And I feel like I keep hearing the same thing, that it's a beautiful symbolic statement, but it doesn't actually change anything when it comes to systemic racism, when it comes to the vast inequality for people of color in our society.
Yeah, it's always been a tricky thing navigating it for me personally. But I'm from the west and south sides of Chicago, in the 90s. So that should tell you everything you need to know about me. It's never been easy navigating that, being an African-American man. It's never been something that's like fun. It's always been exciting, but it's never been like an easy, fun, lighthearted. No, the choice to choose hope, the choice to choose optimism, it's always been a choice. So that's always sort of been my jumping off point, because nothing has been easy from where I grew up to where I am now. Racism has always been there at every step of the way. I was sort of taught to believe that, it's there, but my very presence is enough to get me through any type of racism, to live my life truthfully as a person, as a whole person, as a human person. And just my presence, wherever I go, wherever I am, there I am. That has basically been my sort of mantra, to walk through the guises of racism.
You have a new show you're working on, and I know it's called Party Time, right?
Well, I wrote this play back in 2017, 18. I submitted it for a festival last year, and they got in contact with me in the spring, right before COVID, to actually do a developmental reading of the thing at a live theater and everything. But within a month, we'd switched everything to a virtual platform. So, but yeah, I wrote that play Party Time, and it's sort of nostalgic because I'm in the midst of writing like my fourth other full-length play. So I'm kind of like going back in my head to see, what was I talking about? What was Party Time about? But yes, to answer your question, I wrote Party Time, but these days I'm deep into a new play I wrote full-length called The New Black.
Your new show is called The New Black.
Yes. It's a full-length play, and I'll give you a quick synopsis. There are two gay couples, and one has a cat, one has a dog, and the cat attacks the dog. So these two couples decide on a resolution. The whole question I pose in the play, is conflict in a post-45 America. The play takes place in the summer of 2021. So, I make a lot of cool, big hypotheticals, but writing The New Black has become very medicinal because I have a conversation with two characters about the N-word. And it's just like a 2 or 3 page scene. But I really had to dig deep and go in and figure out some stuff and question some things. And it was a cool cathartic moment because it happened because of my writing.
And you mentioned the two gay couples. Are they, is one a white couple? Is race an issue? I'm assuming it is.
There are actually 3 couples in the full play, but the focus is on the 2 couples. And all 3 of the couples, one is black, one character is white. Each couple is an interracial couple. I'm purposefully writing about things, John, that are sort of taboo in my community. I'm purposefully bringing to the forefront things that make people in my community uncomfortable. I'm fashioning a world where there's hope, there's possibility for more, there's possibility for new, there's possibility for differences. We don't have to accept what's here.
The show is about this drama that happens when a cat attacks a dog.
Yes.
You've included these 3 couples, and not that you've made like one of each, where one's a straight couple, one's a biracial couple, and one is a black couple or a gay couple or whatever. You basically just made it across the board. They're three of the same setup of couple.
Yes.
And this is something I feel like I've seen a lot in theater and on TV. The issue of being gay or something different doesn't need to be the central story issue anymore. No. And 3 interracial gay couples are really just 3 different couples who are going to have 3 different sets of dynamics and issues that arise as a result. It sounds really cool. I'd love to hear more about, if you want to share more specifically about Party Time.
Party Time is about a club for gay men of color, an after-hours club that's actually closing its doors in New York City because they lost their lease. And that all sounds great if you're a man of color, if you're gay, if you love sex and all that great stuff that comes along with that. But in the world I created, pretty much everyone leaves miserable. So, and I didn't do it on purpose, but there's so much good in this world that comes to mind, to the imagination of any gay queen. Hey, it's a gay party. How bad could it be? But no, I think this was my own personal spiritual awakening that happened at a time when I just ended a relationship after 3 years, and I didn't know which way to go. So I was staggering and looking for something, and I wound up at a place similar to Party Time and pretty much had a nervous breakdown there in the place. So I got to thinking about that and what that was about, and I just started writing, and Party Time is what came of it.
There's something interesting I find in cultural appropriation that I know it sounds like a little bit of a tangent. There was a band that was very popular in the 80s called Living Color. You remember Living Color? They had a great song, Cult of Personality.
I don't remember the song, but I know the group, not the TV show, but the actual group. So
there you go. You just said it. So Living Color was a black rock band, and they were a hard rocking band, but their songs were political. Mm-hmm. Shortly after they came on the scene, In Living Color came out on the Fox network. And yes, it was a comedy show that the Wayans brothers developed, and Jim Carrey got his start there, right? All of that. But some reason, they felt like they had to steal the band's name. And by doing so, sort of diluted the brand a little bit.
Yes.
Then there was another band that came out that was very popular in the early 90s. Another political band, political rap group, Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Arrested Development. Fox
again
made a funny comedy TV show. I don't know if there's a single person of color on that show, except for maybe the maid, and she's she's just Latina. She's not black.
Yeah.
So I have. I don't know if you've watched. I know you watched at least an episode of my show. I don't know if you caught the closing song of my show. My closing theme song is called Party Time.
Oh, look at that.
So you know what I'm going to do is
what are you going to do?
I'm going to contact Fox and if they'll promote my song before your show can come out.
Well, you might have a problem because I spell it very differently than I spell P-A-R-T-I. Do you spell P-A-R-T-I, your song?
I do now.
Oh, well. Cain killed Abel,
People of different ethnicities need to talk to each other and need to bring up the real garbage that we may think or feel or that aggravates us about one another or one another's stereotype or whatever it is, that things need to be brought to light.
I do think there needs to be a reckoning. It really hit home for me personally after seeing that 8.5 minute, lynching of George Floyd. What do we do about that? How do we go forward and stomach that? We live in a bubble here in Manhattan. I live in this island because there's a bit of fear to live in other places in America. I feel I have a lot to say, and it's coming out in the writing about the race stuff. Not as much as I think I will say in the future, but it is coming out of me because I've had such a tricky path. It's weird being a different Black person. It's weird having your own thought process about the world, but I have to stay true to what it is I know how and what to do. And the way I knew how to survive in Chicago growing up with any type of drugs or crime or whatever was to get my ass home, and to get my work done, to, listen to my Joel Osteen, to listen to my Camus, to drink my green tea, to get my yoga, get into my body, and to find a place in me and try to make something of it. And it's been coming out in the writing, and I think there's more to say. So this is where I am now, but I don't harbor negative thoughts toward white people. I'm annoyed sometimes, but it's usually because of their character, not because of their race. I just feel like we're all trying in New York. In my bubble, the world I live in, the people I come in contact with, John, yourself included today, I surround myself with people who are trying to make this place better, white, black, or otherwise. But I feel this stuff is in me, John, and I'm not ignoring it, but it expresses itself differently. And it's just the way I was brought up, this is sort of a fight or flight, I can go into the storm and get killed, or I can just, write about it, do a play about it, have a conversation about it. Yeah.
Greg, it really has been a pleasure to talk to you. And I'm so glad we reconnected, and I'm so glad to hear what you've been up to. This has been Greg Marlow, New York City actor and playwright. He is deep into a new show called The New Black, and I'm sure we'll be hearing more about it. Greg, if you're willing, I hope you'll come back and join us again in the future, maybe when you're having a reading of the next show.
I definitely will, John. Thank you so much for having me, man. And it's been great to be here and to conversate with you and to laugh and have a little tear moment. So, and a cookie,
I remember when I met the Charlie Chaplin. I asked him why his movies lacked nuance. Everything was so black and white. He had nothing to say.
So I will share one thing is that I did have an awesome practical joke planned for Andrew, and he messed the whole thing up. So this is one of those like big setup, fail. Big setup, fail. I blew it. I didn't blow it. He blew it. I had something all planned he was supposed to show up for, and he didn't show up, and it blew up. So there's no practical joke. When we originally talked about, John and Rob's extraordinary show, that we were going to do that, you said fine, you were okay with that because you were going to develop your own show. And I thought I came up with a great name for it, the Andrew's Extravaganza.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's good.
Yeah. But then I heard you and Leo talking about it on the birthday special, and you were calling it Andrew's Extravaganza.
All right, I guess we can decide between those two. Well, maybe, it's really in usage, whichever one catches on.
It's like GIF or GIF.
Right.
Or giraffe or giraffe.
No.
So it's based on the word scavenger hunt, scavenger, and extravaganza. So you have both in there. But, to me, that soft zhuzh, it's just funnier.
All right. I just think we have bogged down in little things sometimes. So let's not talk about that anymore. And if you have ideas for the show.
So you're just basically saying, like, let the people decide whether it's Andrew's Extravaganza. I'm sorry. Whether it's Jon Goldstein's regular show presents Andrew's Extravaganza, or Jon Goldstein's regular show presents Andrew's Extravaganza. Let the people decide. Fine. Okay, fine. Okay. So here's my issue. You started talking with him about, how the show's going to function. And clearly he's got some ideas about how he thinks it should function, which is fine. This is all your business. That's fine. It's your show. However, what you're describing is not a scavenger, or dare I say scavenger hunt. It's a treasure hunt. A scavenger hunt is when you're given a list of items, and you might do it in teams, you might do it solo, but you're given a list of items and you have to go find them. There's no clues. Clues are a treasure hunt. And if treasure hunt, fine, but you, like, right out of the gate, I mean, this was your idea. You came out and you were like, you know what I really like? I really like scavenger hunts.
It's a good idea. It's going to take shape as time goes on. John, I want this to be fun, okay? Can we keep it fun?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Of course, it's supposed to be fun. But here's the thing. If you're doing a treasure hunt,
Enough. We have to move on, John. We started off with a fun show where you had fun, and it's turned into this big maximum control trip.
I don't care if you call it extravaganza. It's not a scavenger hunt. What you've created or what you're talking about is a treasure hunt. I mean, if that's what it's going to be, that's fine, but it needs a different name.
The extravaganza is on course to do everything that we want it to do. Leo came up with some funny suggestions, and it did amount to a treasure hunt. I agree. Okay? It's going to be an extravaganza.
What?
Extravaganza.
Well, you're agreeing at least on that it's not going to be an extravaganza.
Yeah.
It rolls off the tongue better.
Right. A little comedy lesson. Sometimes it's funny to mispronounce something. Comedy lesson.
I love that you're giving me comedy lessons. I love that.
I can give comedy lessons.
You and I have been friends for a long time, and we are doing this show. Now, we haven't been doing it that long, but I'm feeling a little bit of like tension right now, like that we're not where we've been. You're an important part of this show, but it.
What? Just get a replacement. See how it goes. All right. See how it goes with somebody who just comes in off the street and doesn't understand timing and comedy. And you can have your own trip and make it your own Jon Goldstein show. That's what it's called after all. You can even change the name to Jon Goldstein's Very Important Show.
Well, just for the record, I'm not changing the name of the show because this is my regular show. I'm doing it regularly. It keeps me regular emotionally. It keeps me well balanced. This is my show. I very much appreciate having you on here. I think you and I have very good chemistry. But there are other people who can do this. You can, of course, replace me too if you want. You'll have to find someone else named Jon Goldstein, but that's a minor detail. I don't want to replace you. Of course not. I love you. I love working with you. But honestly, don't even talk like that because there are other people. There are people who've said to me they want to be on the show.
Great. You know what? You do it again and again. I'm always Mr. on the outs. I mean, you'd say, I love you, Andrew. I love you. Oh, my old friend. So special. But you won't stop bringing up the replacement. Just get a replacement, all right?
Are you serious?
Goodbye.
The joke's over. Come back. Look, I don't want you to quit the show. I'm not trying to get you to quit the show. Like, I want you to keep going with it. And I want you to do well with the treasure answer or whatever you end, like whatever it is. Jon and Rob's Extraordinary Show is a good show. There's no question. And I want your show to be good too. We're going to have a whole network, like the whole JGN line, the Jon Goldstein network is going to have a lot of stuff going. So I want your show to be good, and I don't want you to leave. But I do see, if we do get to the point of like artistic differences are ridiculous, I could ask there are a lot of people.
You know what, Jon? We're at that point. Are you filming? Are you recording? This is for the audience. I respect you. Please come and watch Andrew's Extravaganza. I will be glad, and we'll be getting along with each other on my show. It's going to be a little different that way. Bye.
You can't just... all our lives, seeking attention from folks who could not give it, taking turns, both wrong and right, giving affection to folks who just dismiss it. Got stopped by every red light while out searching for the sign. Now we're here and it's all clear, we left that far behind, now it's party time.